Vladimir Putin has stated that Africa will never be independent because they believe in Europeans, Americans, and Chinese more than themselves. Putin shows his concerns on Africa how they didn't believe in themselves. According to him, Africa will never be independent. Africans believe in Europeans, Americans, and Chinese more than themselves. They don't trust themselves at all. African technocrats, engineers are not given the platform to practice what they studied. Instead, they hire Chinese to construct rules for themselves. A white man will commit a crime in Africa, but no action will be taken because the African authorities view us as demigods. Far from the truth. A black man can be adopted in Europe, get harassed, and even be killed, but no African authority can even question. Africans present themselves as weak people with no hope, especially when dealing with Europeans and Americans. They are their own enemies. They hate each other, and this gives their colonial masters the opportunity to continue exploring their resources. As far as I know, Africa is more of God's chosen continent. It's a blessed continent, and it's time for Africans to realize they are in a place where Americans, Europeans, and Chinese are jealous of and wish it should be them there. You can't compare African weather with any other weather. African soil can feed the whole of Europe, America, and Asia, but their problem is just one: their leaders. If you sit on gold, oil, uranium, and your people don't have good hard food to eat, you are not human. Trump calls out to African leaders. As far as far as I am concerned, their best president ever was Gaddafi. This is loaded. This is really, really loaded. Well, whether some people say, oh, it is fake or whatever, but that is just the pure truth. I don't just know why we look down on ourselves. We don't believe in ourselves, and that is exactly the truth. You cannot subtract and you cannot add. So what he has said is just unfortunate. It's unfortunate, very, very unfortunate. It's very, very painful. It's very, very painful that our leaders don't believe in themselves. I don't just understand. I just can't fathom the reason why it's like that. In all of the Africa, in all of the continent, it's just the same thing from A to Z. The same thing. No one can stand up to what they believe, to their worth. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. Let's hear what Nigerians and let's hear what other African people are saying concerning what Putin has said. Someone says, for the first time, someone has told us the truth. We need a United States of Africa now. Of course, we know the truth. Doesn't mean we don't know. We know the truth, but the problem is the same. The same problem is the same problem. The same problem is the same problem. Greed, selfishness, low esteem, inferiority complex. Why? I don't just know why. Someone says we don't have leaders in Africa. All we have are criminals. And someone says leaders come from the people. So once leaders are criminals, it means the people are criminals. True. True, I agree with you. I call this bitter truth. Are we giving chance to vote? All they do is random selection among themselves. Anyway, I don't know your country, but Nigeria I came from is all about selection. Whether it's capable or brilliant is not an issue. Exactly. Exactly. We will take over as future leaders. This is the only truth I have seen in ages or heard in ages. In 1985, someone says John F. Kennedy once said that the society whose people are in a constant state of slumber will never realize our potential. Africa, we have to wake up, and it's only the day we wake up that we will be able to send a clear message to those in position of leadership that you cannot continue to misgovern us, and I'm looking forward to those days. Very true. Who bewitched us? May God deliver our leaders and open their eyes to see what we have: great natural and human resources, great weather, vast land, water. Please, our leaders, forget about the little favors you get from the white. For once, let us together work and develop our continent. Yes, Gaddafi was a great leader, and see what happened at the end of the day. One thing is that we don't even need all of these things from these people. We have all it takes. Most especially, let's use Nigeria as a case study. Even with the little we have, that they always claim that we have, if it's being used judiciously, not being shared among very few people, who says we are going to be borrowing money? We have the market, we have the population. Then what is the problem? We prefer to get the peanuts, and what we make for ourselves will be shared among the so-called leaders, those who selected themselves. Because just like somebody said, it's not by people voting, they select themselves. We are the enemies of ourselves. That is what has been happening. They will see truth, they will cover it. Even the masses themselves, they don't even know their rights, and that is why the leaders ride upon them. You see people, some of them are on the waiting list. They want to go there and do their own bidding. Just like somebody said too, that the leaders come from the people. The leaders come from the people, and there's no way you can just say, oh, everybody is not even doing it right. We still have good people, but the unfortunate thing is that the foundation is already destroyed. It's faulty. The few ones that will want to say, let us do things in the right way, they will want to suppress you. And what happens at the end of the day? Those people will give up. How many people have been taken down? How many people have really come out to voice their, let their voice be heard, on the platform of truth? But before you know it, they will just twist them. They will intimidate them. They will do all manner of things. They will frame them up, and they just get them out of the way. That is the problem. We don't even need anybody to tell us. We know that ourselves. The few ones who are good will not be able to, the bad ones will override the good ones, and they will not be able to speak. The good ones, their voices will always be down. Like we always ask, who do us? Who do us? It's unfortunate. It's really, really unfortunate that we are experiencing this kind of a thing. And when are we going to be out of the whole thing? And that is a big question that is begging for an answer. Someone say even Putin knows. Yes, they know. All of those ones they are talking about, this, all of them are looking for Africa. Exactly what he said. All of them are looking for a way to come to Africa. They are looking for who is going to take over Africa. That is just a rivalry between all of them, all of those countries that he has mentioned. They are looking for who is going to take over Africa. And our leaders, I don't just know. And they will be behaving as if they know. And they know nothing. Once they see white people like this, they would start shaking. I don't just understand why some people don't just really, these so-called leaders, because we don't have the right people. The right people are not there. They will not let you get there in the first place. Those who will stand and say, yes, I want to take my people to the promised land, they will not be able to get there. The unqualified, we see all of them all over the place. Unqualified, they are the ones that will be pushing themselves, and they have nothing to offer. They have nothing to offer. And that is why it seems as if we are not making progress. They have nothing to offer. All those people, you know them. Just look at them. Within your mind, if you have a company, all of those ones, I'm talking about Nigeria leaders, just look at them. Just weigh them. You know the ones that have something upstairs. The ones who do not have anything upstairs. You know them. You can't even employ them for your own in your own company. You can't even employ them. And those are the people that they will present to us that are leading us. Oh my goodness. Someone says this is very true. Gaddafi was our first best president in Africa, but President Paul Kagame is our upcoming current best president. That's what somebody is saying there. Someone says, I loved Gaddafi. I loved Gaddafi. This is what he stood for. I met him face to face in Switzerland in 2003. He was a great son of Africa. Since 1994, has he given chance to anyone? Yet, when Gaddafi was surrounded by bloodthirsty imperialist hounds, not even one single member of Africa Union raised a voice to stop the horrendous murder. Where was the AU? Are Africans human beings then, or monkeys? Someone said it is very true. Putin, the real world leader. Good, God be with you forever. Very true, Mr. Putin. In all African countries, no leader appears to put the interest of his country first, not even second. Instead, they put themselves everywhere and their countries nowhere. All they focus on is becoming richer and popular than their countries. What a shame. I don't just know. Power, 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 money, money, embezzlement, embezzling money. That is just what they stand for, from A to Z. So guys, let us hear your opinion concerning what Putin has said. Leave your comment